Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Lucky Wolf, and today I'm going to be talking about Regulation D, the next rule set for VGC, which just dropped, I think last night or yesterday at some point. I'm so freaking excited. I'm like genuinely so excited. So first, I'm going to go over the rule set a little bit, and then I'm going to talk about some of the new Pokemon added in the rule set in a little bit more detail, but it's actually, okay, so it's actually a little bit funny. Yesterday, before the rule set was released, I did a 30-minute video about a bunch of the Hisuian Pokemon and everything like that, like new Pokemon that were added, but I said, so this is before Regulation D was released, so I said about 15 times in that video, I'm like, this is just speculation, this is just speculation, Regulation D hasn't been released, Regulation D hasn't been released, and all this kind of stuff. So that's gonna have to be a lost episode. That right there is just gonna have to be a lost episode, but I'm gonna go over some of the same stuff. I'm going to talk about some of the same Pokemon, but not all the same Pokemon, and I'm going to try to keep this video a little bit shorter. Like I always do, I talked a little bit too much in that last video, so I'm going to keep this video a little bit shorter, and then I will do team building. I'll go into more detail in different Pokemon, as we get closer, like over the next month, as we get closer to Regulation D and anything like that. But please, in the comments down below, let me know what Pokemon you are most excited about in Regulation D, whether it is a returning Pokemon, whether it's a Hisuian Pokemon, or anything like that. And if there's any Pokemon you'd like me to build around, if there's any Pokemon you'd like to see me talk about a little bit more in detail, also, please let me know. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, Regulation D starts July 1st, so, this video should be going up on June 1st, and Regulation D, I believe, was released yesterday, or like the rule set was released yesterday, so we still have a full month of Regulation C, meaning I believe that there are going to be 2 regionals this weekend. Those are still going to be Regulation C. The ladder, the official in-game ladder will still be Regulation C. NAIC, North American International Championships, which is this month, will also be Regulation C. So if you're playing in any of those, yes, those are still Regulation C. Regulation D to start July 1st and go through September 30th. So you know what that means. This is the Worlds format. Really cool that we're seeing the Worlds format right now. So I definitely cannot wait to see kind of how the meta shifts during Worlds, after Worlds, all that kind of good stuff, because Worlds is in August. I believe it is the weekend of August, like 12th, 13th. So we'll have time to see the format, the beginning of the format before Worlds play out in July, and then we'll have time to see how the meta changes and shifts after Worlds in September. So without further ado, we got home compatibility with Scarlet and Violet earlier this week. Yes, wow, that's just this week. Earlier this week. So the box art legends and mythicals are still banned. Oh wait, can you see my... There we go, you can see my mouse now. Are still banned, so these are all, as it says right here, these are all the banned Pokemon. So no Mewtwo, no Mew, no Kyogre, no Groudon, Zacian, Zamazenta, any of these Pokemon, and still no Walking Wake and Iron Leaves. All the other Pokemon, they're like, yes, you can use these Pokemon, but for Walking Wake and Iron Leaves, they're like, no, not yet. It's not your time yet. But newly usable Pokemon. So the Pokemon from the 7-star raids will be usable. That means Charizard is usable. We also see the Alolan Raichu, Alolan Dugtrio, Hisuian forms as well, and Alolan Muck. So, a little bit of Lucky lore. I actually love Alolan Muck, and Alolan Muck wasn't in Sword and Shield, and hadn't been in Scarlet and Violet previous to this, so it's been like 3.5 years since I've been able to use Alolan Muck. I just think Alolan Muck has great typing. So that, for me personally, that is a Pokemon I'm really excited to have back. And then we have the Hisuian forms, we have, as well the Kanto birds, we have the and then like their Galarian counterparts as well, Typhlosion, Quagsire, yay, Quagsire's here. We have Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf, Heatran, Cresselia, my space duck is back. I love Cresselia, and so more Hisuian forms. The Genies are back, Chestnut's back, Delphox, Greninja, Hisuian Gudra, so Rillaboom, Cinderace, Inteleon, the Urshis, so fighting Dark Urshifu and fighting Water Urshifu, Regieleki, the Regis are back, and the horses are back. So as you saw, by that I mean Glacier and wow, the name just left my head. Glacier and Spectrier. So as you saw, you can use the base form of the horses, however, they cannot be combined, they cannot be bonded with Calyrex. So instead of seeing Calyrex, it's just the base forms of Glastrier and Spectrier, and then more Hisuian forms. And we do have an Amorous. And we do have a Namorous here as well. So just infusing so many new Pokemon, both new and old, into the meta that we have right now. So all the Pokemon we have right now are also still legal, so that does mean the Ruinmons will 100% also be legal in Regulation D, so it's everything that we have now plus this list of Pokemon, and I will leave this Cerebi link in the description down below as well. So I do want to talk about some of the Pokemon individually that I'm really excited to be able to use. I have them pulled up over here in Showdown. If I know how to use Showdown, I do! Yo, let's go. So today I'm actually only going to be talking about some of the Hisuian forms. I'm really excited for returning Pokemon. I love, like I said, Alolan Muck. I really like as well the Galarian. I love the Galarian birds. I think Zapdos is going to be really good. I'm really excited for Regieleki, all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm excited for those mons, but I really want to take this time to talk about some of the Hisuian mons because there was no PvP in Legends Arceus, right? So unless you use them in trainer battles or, you know, like trainer battles in-game, we haven't seen these Hisuian mons in VGC, in PvP before, period. Like this, I don't know, this is just so, I am just so excited for the Hisuian mons. Like I said, it's just brand new. These are brand new toys for that we can use, and it's just so freaking exciting that it's actually happening. So, sorry, pardon my excitement. It's just so exciting. It's just so exciting because, like I said, we haven't been able to use them in PvP, period. So, we are here. I want to talk about Enamorous first. Enamorous Therian specifically. So I want to talk about Enamorous Therian because of Overcoat. I think Overcoat is an incredible ability. You are immune to powder I can speak. Sorry, I'm talking too fast. Give me 1 second for a hydration. This is a mug, I know, but there's water in it. It's not coffee, I swear. I swear. Okay. So I think the ability Overcoat is really phenomenal. Immune, there we go, to powder moves, sandstorm damage, and effect spore. And I think that this is a great ability, just period, but I think it's very good on a Pokemon like Enamorous, which has 46 base speed, so I think could be very good in Trick Room. And so in Trick Room, a Pokemon that can be a pain to deal with is opposing Amoonguss, especially with terrestrialization, right? Instead, it's not just as simple as like, oh, I'm going to Helping Hand Eruption directly onto your Amoonguss. It's like, nope, Amoonguss is now a water type and gets a spore off. So having a Pokemon that can kind of ignore the spore and can ignore Rage Powder, I think is really phenomenal. Also has access to some cool moves. Fairy Flying type. I will say, I believe the one drawback is there's not a great stab flying move if I'm not mistaken here. Like, do we have to rely on Hurricane? Nope, you don't get Hurricane. Air Slash, nope, okay. So, not a great flying type move, however, we do have Terra Blast. Terra Blast is out here existing. So if you do want to go Terra Flying, then you get your 80 BP stab flying type move. So Terra Blast is always an option there. But I think a really cool set could be Calm Mind. You have Calm Mind, you have even Draining Kiss. Like, I kind of want to give Draining Kiss a shout, because you do have, so 74 HP, a little bit lackluster, but 115 defense and 100 Spadef, really, really reasonable defenses. So if you can protect yourself on the Sorry, did I say 115 defense? That is your attack. That's my bad. 110, trying to go too fast, my bad. 110 defense and 100 spadef. That's like very reasonable defenses for sure. And so you can boost up your spadef with the Calm Mind, maybe something like a leftovers set. You have really great options for your Fairy Stab move. You have Dazzling Gleam, and you have Moonblast. And like I said, I kind of want to give Draining Kiss a shout, just because depending on what kind of Enamorus you're running, I think it could be a really annoying Pokemon for your opponent to deal with. If you're boosting your special defense up with the Calm Mind, and you get your lefties, and then you also get Draining Kiss recovery, because as a fairy move, there's not a single type that is immune to your Draining Kiss. I think another great shout is the Earth Power. I think Earth Power is a phenomenal move. I think having a ground type coverage, especially on a fairy type, is really good. That way you can hit both steel types and fire types that resist your fairy type attacks. I think the other thing about Earth Power specifically is a lot of people, when they are calcing or when they are building a team, might expect more physical type ground damage, as you might be thinking about Garchomp, you might be thinking about Great Tusk, any Pokemon like that. So you're able to hit them on the special side, which they might be less prepared for with the Earth Power, which I think, which I just really want to give a shout to Earth Power. I think the other thing is, so if you're using Calm Mind to boost up your spadef, I wasn't actually gonna talk about Weirdeer, but please don't mind me. Please don't mind me, I'm gonna do it real fast. So Weirdeer it's really cool. So Weirdeer does have Intimidate and Trick Room. Please feel free in the comments down below to correct me if I am incorrect, but I believe it's just the first time we're seeing this combination of Intimidate and Trick Room. So you can Intimidate, and then you can set your Trick Room, and that way you're protecting your Enamorus on the physical defensive side a little bit, giving you another option to be able to Calm Mind up as well. So I think that's mainly what I wanted to. You also do have access to Mystical Fire. You have some really good coverage moves with Enamorus as well. I also do want to take a moment to just give a shout to a new move. Wait, where'd you go? Here you are. I want to give a shout to a new move, Springtide Storm, which is which I almost said 100% accurate. No, it's 80% accurate, which I would say is the drawback. The power, it is a 100 base power special move, 80% accurate, and there is a 30% chance to lower your foe's attack by 1. So just wanted to give a shout for the new move as well. I also really want to talk about Ursaluna, which if I do slip and call Ursaluna, that's just what I've always called it. I apologize. It was a joke on stream while I was playing through Legends Arceus, and I apologize, but if I say Ursaluna, just know I do somewhere in the back of my mind know that this Pokemon is named Ursaluna. So I think Ursaluna, another Mon that can really thrive in Trick Room with base 50 speed, a pretty staggering base 140 attack stat, 130 HP, so good HP, very good attack, spadef lackluster, and defense very reasonable, I would say, very, very reasonable. But I think so Ursaluna does have access to the Guts ability, which is if this Pokemon is status, its attack is increased by 1.5 times, ignores burn, halving. What is that word? The burn cuts your attack in half. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. So I think I just want to give a quick shout. I think this is going to be a really fun combo. Guts boosted. So your attack is boosted from the Guts. Your Facade is boosted from being burned. Let's say Flame Orb. I wanted to type in Burn Orb, and that's incorrect. That does not exist, I don't think. So you have your Guts. You have your Guts boosted. Facade boosted. Stab boosted. Did I successfully get all the boosts in there? I think I did. So I think that's just kind of the first place my mind goes, but I will say, y'all know, if you've been around here, y'all know I really like body press. I really, really like body press as a move. I think it's a phenomenal move. As well as Ursaluna does get some great other coverage moves. You do have close combat, you have brick break, you have crunch, even drain punch. I believe Luna also has access, yes, to Headlong Rush, so I think Headlong Rush is a great shout for a stab ground move, and that way you don't have to worry about protecting with your partner, or having a levitating partner, or a partner Pokemon that can go for a wide guard or anything like that. You can just hit him with a stab Headlong Rush, a Guts boosted stab Headlong Rush, so I really just wanted to give Ursaluna a shout as well, and Hisuian Goodra, another Pokemon. So, like I said, this video I'm really just going to be talking about some of the Hisuian forms, just because I'm so excited, like I said, because we haven't had them in PvP, like in competitive and VGC before, period. Like, the other Mons have been legal at different points in VGC, like in VGC history, but these Mons are brand new, so please bear with me. I am only going to be talking about some of the Hisuian forms today, and I do want to move on to Hisuian Goodra. I also want to say I think Hisuian Goodra's design is absolutely adorable. I love Hisuian Goodra's design. I like regular Goodra, and then I also like Hisuian Goodra. And I really like Hisuian Goodra for a similar reason as I like Enamorous Therian, and that is because of an immunity to Spore and Sleep Powder. Can you tell I've been hurt by a Mungus? Can you tell I've been hurt by a Mungus in the past? I feel like it's very obvious from this video, but I've been hurt by a Mungus in the past. So, I think Sap Sipper, another amazing ability. You can't be Sleep Powder, you can't be Spored, and it will increase your attack by 1 stage. It's also like a full grass it is a full grass immunity, meaning they can't Leaf Blade, they can't Giga Drain, anything like that. And you will not take damage. 2, it will increase your attack stat. Am I really only showing Pokemon? I feel like I've just tunneled into Trick Room Pokemon here. So I swear Lilligant is not a Trick Room Pokemon, but I do think Hisuian Goodra could absolutely work, and Trick Room has a little bit of a middling speed, sitting at 60 speed. Truly staggering Spadef stat, really good defense as well, decent HP, and a 110 special attack stat. Nothing, the special attack stat isn't staggering, but absolutely usable. You could run Assault Vest if you're saying, okay, I'm gonna use my Goodra to sit here and be an absolute special tank. So I think that, because additionally, Goodra gets a lot of really incredible coverage moves, so I think you could easily fill up Hisuian Goodra's with 4. I think you could easily give Hisuian Goodra 4 attacking moves. So we have. Let's see, where are you? I think you get. Well, now I lost you. Flash Cannon. That's right. Flash Cannon, yep. So you get Flash Cannon as a great stab steal move. I believe you get Draco Meteor. Yes, you do. And then for coverage moves, you could do... You get both Fire Blast and Flamethrower. You get Hydro Pump. You get Ice Beam. You get Muddy Water. I really like Muddy Water. You get Sludge Bomb as well. So you also get Surf, depending if there's like a combo that you want to go for, or you get Thunder and Thunderbolt. So I think I like these 2 moves to cover for both your stab moves. You want both your Steel Stab and your Dragon Stab move. But I think then the cool thing about if you're going with Hisuian Goodra is you can kind of see, okay, well, now I'm a little bit worried. I think my team might struggle with something like a Garchomp, so I'm actually going to run Ice Beam. I'm going to run Ice Beam 4 times effective on the Garchomp. I know I have Draco Meteor, but I like Ice Beam. It is a 100% accurate move, and it also won't lower my special attack, and then you can think, okay, bulky water types are also a bit of a problem, so I'm going to run Thunderbolt. Or Thunder or Thunderbolt, depending on what the team is. I think Hisuian Goodra could also be really fun on a rain team, because you do have the rain to kind of protect you from ground types, as a lot of ground types would be weak to either like maybe an ice coverage move that you're running, or water moves or anything like that. I think like maybe Thunder for another good move for the Hisuian Gudra. I'm also a big fan of Muddy Water as well. Just as a way, just Muddy Water gives you that spicy little win con of getting an accuracy drop, you know? And I'm never discounting that win con. You gotta go for your outs. So it gives you that spicy little win con as well, and it's a spread move, and I think having access to a spread move is always quite useful. And today, last but not least, I really want to talk about Hisuian Lilligant, another great chlorophyll user. I believe, so Hisuian Lilligant is sitting at 105 base speed, and I believe Lilligant is 90 base speed? Yes. So Hisuian Lilligant is faster than regular Lilligant. You also, I believe you keep, yeah, okay, so you keep After You get Sleep Powder, and you do have a dual typing in the grass and the fighting. So you have your grass type coverage move, and then you can also have a fighting type coverage move, which I think is very, very useful. You do have a very good, you have a pretty good attack stat in 105, and a good speed in 105. That's a great speed tier. And then your defenses are definitely a little bit lackluster. So I could definitely see Hisuian Lilligant being a Focus Sash holder, depending on what kind of Lilligant you want to run. But you do have After You, you do have Sleep Powder, you can run, you could... 30% confusion? Ooh. Okay, so there is Axe Kick. There is Axe Kick, but I think I'd probably go Close Combat. Sorry, I've actually never seen Axe Kick before. I'm a little bit unfamiliar with some of these moves, and everything like that, just because, like I said, there's a lot that I just haven't seen before. I did play through Legends Arceus, but I didn't do a ton after the original story, so there will definitely be some moves and some Pokemon that I have to get used to, and I am so freaking excited about that. Yes! Oh my gosh, sorry, this is like as excited as I was when Scarlet and Violet released and we got new Pokemon. So it's just great. So you also have Leaf Blade, which is a absolutely phenomenal grass coverage move, and one of the reasons I love Leaf Blade as someone who used Kartana, with Leaf Blade, you can get intimidated, but as it says here, it's a high crit ratio. It's a high crit ratio on the Leaf Blade. So even if you do get intimidated, you do have a really nice chance to get a spicy little crit. And I think, so those are the Pokemon I plan to talk about today. Oh no, camera. So I sometimes have to bring in my plushes if my camera doesn't want to focus on me. And my camera really does not want to focus today. Oh no. So okay, we're bringing Sub Pikachu in. We brought in the, thank you, Sub Pika. We had to bring in the IT genius Sub Pika. But I think that is where I'm going to call it for today. So I'm just so freaking excited about Regulation D. As I said, we still do have about a month left of Regulation C. If there are any Pokemon you want me to kind of talk about a little bit more in detail, if there's any Pokemon you want me to build around, I cannot wait. I'm going to be getting into Showdown. We'll definitely be doing a lot of Showdown content and everything like that. Like I said, it's just so exciting. To shake up the meta, and once again with Pokemon that have just never been legal in VGC before. So, very exciting. So, like I said, I cannot wait to dig into Regulation D a little bit more. We'll probably do another video later in the week also about, maybe my top 5 returning Pokemon, so not Hisuian forms, but mons that have been legal in the past and that I'm excited to use again, and I think are going to be really fun into the meta, or maybe we'll just have a niche in the meta, but will still absolutely be usable. But for real, I'm going to call it there. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully y'all have an absolutely amazing day. If you did enjoy it, please feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe. If not, feel free to do exactly none of that. Yo, I didn't mess it up. Today's gonna be a good day. I did not mess up the outro. Today's gonna be a good day. But if you didn't, feel free to do exactly none of that, and I do hope everybody has an amazing day. Okay, bye.